Kayode Kolade. It's great to be here. It's another Friday, and I'm here again with you doing this. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. This is High Performance Live, where we talk about the tools, tips, skills, and strategies to help you and I be those high performers that God has created us to be. Is this is your first time being here, let me start by saying welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. My name is Kayode Kolade, and I'm your high performance coach today. If this is not your first time, welcome back. It's great to have you here every Friday like this between 5:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. West African time. We always go live like this in the high performance community, where we are just encouraging ourselves and charging ourselves on based on everything that we have experienced in the previous week and setting the pace for the new week that is ahead of us. So let me start by saying welcome. How are you doing today? How was your week? I hope you had a very productive week. I hope you had a fruitful and profitable week. Just want to start by saying well done, big well done to you. Today is 8th of March, is the second week in this month of March. Let me start by saying Happy Women's Day. Yes, Happy Women's Day to all our ladies out there, to every woman out there. Well done for all you do, for your support to your family, to friends, to loved ones. I just want to say happy Women's Day to you. You know how we do it, right? Every time we come on High Performance Live like this, we always start with our high performance review for the week, which is simply three things. Number one is what we are grateful for. Number two is the lesson that we're learning this week. And then the final thing is what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. So those three things, what we are grateful for, the lesson that we're learning this week, and what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. So I'll start first. I'm grateful for another opportunity. I will always be grateful for that, for another opportunity to do a live session with you like this. The lesson that I'm learning this week is the importance of building your wealth network, the importance of building your wealth network. How do you build your net? Oh my God, that's that's a tongue twister. How do you build your wealth network? And that's what I'm going to be getting into in a couple of minutes. So you want to hang around for that. Make sure that you have your notes, your pen ready to take notes and insights. I promise you it's going to be very insightful. And what I'm looking forward to is the presentation and communication boot camp, presentation and communication skills boot camp I've been talking to you about for a while. This is the final opportunity you're going to have to join that boot camp, because the registration is closing by this weekend. So if you're hanging on the fence, this is your time to take a step, to make that decision to be part of that boot camp. Two very important skills that will help you earn more in this year 2024 is the ability for you to master these two very important skills, which is presentation and communication, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your work, whether it's in your relationships. I promise you it's going to take your performance to a whole new level. And that's why I've prepared 2 days where we do a deep dive to help you master these two very, very important skills. It's one thing for us to be talking the talk of saying, oh, I would love to earn more in the year 2024. I want to start my own business. I will want to do that thing to take my performance to a whole new level. It's another thing to actually put your money where your mouth is, and this is your opportunity to put your money where your mouth is, to be part of that 2-day boot camp where you master these two very important skills of presentation and communication. You want to know more? I know you want to know more. To gain details about that event, just shoot me a DM, a private message on Instagram. It's the same handle at Kayode Kolade, and I'll make sure that you get the details to be part of that event. So that's my own review for the week. What's yours? What are you grateful for? What's your own high performance review? What are you grateful for this week? What is that lesson that you're learning this week, and what are you looking forward to in the upcoming week? Please type it right there in the comments. I will really want to hear from you. So very quickly, I said I'll talk about building your wealth network. How do you build your wealth network? The importance of building your wealth network. That's the topic of our discussion today. And I will start like I've started most of our sessions. Hey, SME Tribe, It's great to have you here. Welcome and thank you for joining. Thank you for always showing up. I really appreciate you so much, SME Tribe. Thank you. It's great to have you here. And please, you are here. Please don't be strangers. Shout out, say hi. I really want to hear from you, even if you are not going to type your review for the week, which is what you are grateful for, the lesson that you are learning, and what you are looking forward to in the upcoming week. Don't be a stranger. Don't be silent. Say hi. I really want to hear from you. Yes, awesome, SME Tribe. It's great to have you here too. So for the past few weeks, I've been talking about the impact, vital lessons that I've learned from the movie Matrix. And I've been sharing those lessons here with us. I think that's going on 3 weeks now. And still today, I'm going to be talking about a very important lesson I still learned from that movie called Matrix, which has to do with the importance of building your wealth network as a high performer. It's very, very important. Your network, your wealth network matters to the level of success that you enjoy in life. And it's this particular scene from the very first installment of the Matrix movie, beautiful movie, one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. If you are a Matrix fan, just type yes in the comment section. And if you are a Keanu Reeves fan, just type yes in the comment section too. I'm both. I'm a huge Matrix fan, a huge Keanu Reeves fan. Love him to bits. And it's that scene where if you watch Matrix, oh, thank you so much, SME Tribe, for sharing that. If you watch Matrix before, it's that scene where Morpheus is captured by the agents and is kept in a highly secured building. And now they are looking at, okay, what's going to happen? These agents want to extract a very important secret from the mind of Morpheus. And his colleagues, his contemporaries are saying, wow, to prevent that from happening, the best thing is for us to pull the socket on Morpheus so that he passes away. That is not what they desire, but at least it's for the greater good, so that they don't get this secret and end up killing so many other people. And so they are there trying to make up the decision. There's Neo there, there's Trinity there, and there's Tank there in their spaceship wondering, okay, what exactly are we going to do? This is the hard decision we need to take. Pull off the plug and let Morpheus pass. And just as Tank is about to pull off the plug from Morpheus, Neo says, you know what? Hold on a minute. Please don't do that. Let's not kill him. Look, I need to go in and do something. And then, Tank is wondering, he said, look, Neo, what are you talking about? These are 3 agents holding down Morpheus. How in the world do you think you're going to go in there and rescue him? And, Neo is saying to Tank that, see, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I finally realized something. Morpheus believed in something so much to the point that he was willing to give his life for it. And that's the fact that Morpheus believed so much in the fact that Neo is the one sent to save humanity, to the point that Morpheus was willing to sacrifice himself to the agent so that Neo could escape. And Neo was saying to Tank, he says, now I understand it now. And, Tank was saying that, he said, now I understand it now. I have to go in to save him. And he says, why? What is that thing that you understand? He says that I understand that I need to go and save him. Why? Because I believe I can save him. And for me, it's just so powerful that Neo is paying back the same belief that Morpheus had in him. Because at that point in time, they met, not to bore you with so many details, but there was this higher person that they met, which is the Oracle. And the Oracle had told Neo that, look, you are not the one, but Morpheus believed that Neo was the one to the point that he was willing to sacrifice himself. And so because of that belief that Morpheus had in him, Neo had the belief that he could save Morpheus. And for me, it's just so powerful that at the end of the day, it just makes you realize that, look, every Neo, the truth about it is that every Neo needs a Morpheus in their corner. And, if you move the word Neo around, you discover that that word Neo, you move it around a little bit, also forms the word one. So we can also say that everyone needs a Morpheus in their corner, where Morpheus signifies or represents, that person that believes in you, that person that believes in you so much than you believe in yourself. that person that sees your potential more than even you see it. That person that challenges you, that spurs you on, that challenges you to dare the things that you are afraid of. That person that challenges you to go after those goals that you are afraid of. Why? Because they know, they see the potential in you of capable of achieving those things. And it's such a blessing to have those kind of people in your corner, right? Those, and especially in this time where so many things are coming at us, so many things that are happening in the world, so many things happening in the economy, so many things happening in our nation, where there's that thing that makes you want to withdraw and wants you to cower back in fear. But then there is that voice that is saying to you that, see, now is the time for you to step out. Now is the time for you to dare. Now is the time for you to reach. It's those kind of voices that we really need right now. Because it's just recently that I'm beginning to understand more and more, what my pastor and my mentor, Sam Adeyemi, always says, that the world right now is in dire need of role models. The world right now is in dire need of role models, because when things are happening like this, what usually happens is that it's usually the negative models that are usually the loudest, where everybody is saying, oh, this is happening, everybody is blaming, everybody is complaining, everybody is cowering in fear. But this is the time that we need the role models to step out and to be an example. We need the role models that step out to be an example to others. And that's why we're here on High Performance Live, right? To talk to ourselves and to remind ourselves that the only way we are going to achieve those goals that we want to achieve, the only way you and I are going to be those high performers that God has created us to be, is by having more and more people like this in our corner, having those Morpheuses in our corner that believe in us, that help us to see the possibilities where every other person is seeing the problem. And that's what it is. Every time I've come on live session, High Performance Live like this, I always come up with books that I believe that can help us on our journey, books that I believe that can open up our mind. And one book that I've always shared, not always, that I talk about many times that I come on live like this, is the book Tribe of Mentors by Tim Ferriss and Tools of Titans by the same person, Tim Ferriss. Please, I'm saying it again. If there is any book you need to read in this particular season, those are those two books. Please, by all means, if you haven't read them, Tribe of Mentors by Tim Ferriss and Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, please, you need to go and read them. Because one thing that I love about those books is, or one of the challenges I've always had with listening to podcasts of interviews of high performers, of people who achieve great things, is there is so much gist, so much laugh, so many very interesting stories and all that. But when you are looking for truth, you're just like, please get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. The essence of the book Tribe of Mentors and Tools of Titans is that it goes straight to the point. The powerful lessons from it's just like every morning you are interacting with these great minds, Fortune 500 CEOs, top performing athletes, top performing entertainers. You are rubbing minds with them. There is no how that your mind, spirit, soul, and body is not charged. And that makes you see things differently. Why makes you see the possibilities where every other person is seeing the problems. And that's why I'm recommending it again. Even if I don't say anything on this live session, if I leave you with this and you go and get those books, don't try and read it in one sitting. Don't try and it's not about racing to the end of the book. Instead, what I would advise is that even if it's 5 minutes every morning, read few pages of the book. I promise you, it will change your life. This morning, I was reading a particular chapter, and it's the chapter where Tim is interviewing as at the time of the book, the CEO of Dropbox. We all know Dropbox. He was interviewing the CEO of Dropbox. I don't know if he is still the present CEO of Dropbox. And, Tim asked him a question. He said, what advice would you give to a smart, driven college graduate, somebody who just graduated from college, what advice will you give to that particular person? And his answer for me was just so beautiful. He talked about how he had to give a commencement address in one of the universities in the US recently. And that was when he really thought about that question and had to think what he was going to say to them. And his answer was that if he had any cheat sheets, if he could give his 22-year-old self any cheat sheet, it will contain three things. Just three things will be on that cheat sheet. Number one will be a tennis ball. Number two will be a circle. And number three will be, I think, did he say 30,000 or 300,000? 30,000 or 300,000, I can't remember now, but those were just the three things he mentioned. And for me, I was so eager. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by tennis ball? What do you mean by circle? And what do you mean by 300,000? And he said, this is what I mean. The tennis ball represents that thing that is an obsession, that problem that you are obsessed with, that you want to solve. So you know how the tennis ball with the dog, you are throwing catch or you are throwing fetch with your dog, and they are bouncing. Once they see the ball in your hand, they are bouncing, excited, they are so eager. Once you throw the ball like this, they go with all their energy. They are not casual, they are not thinking about the economy, they are not thinking about anything that is happening with them. Their eyes is just glued on that ball to pick that ball and to bring it back to you. He said that's the number one thing, first of all, you have to have that thing that you are obsessed with, that problem that you want to solve, that thing that you want to see make happen in the world. He said number two is the circle, and the circle represents those five people that you need to have in your corner that challenge you to bring out the best in you. And then the final thing was, I think 30,000 or 300,000, I can't remember the math, but he said that represents the average number of days everyone gets to live on the earth. Now, trust me, it's not fixed. For me, the principle is what it is. And what it just simply means is that our time on this earth is defined. So what it means is that you need to be busy about making sure that you make every day of your life count. You need to be busy about making every day of your life count. And I remember that he said it was when he was giving that commencement speech, or I think when he realized the principle, that he realized that he had actually lived 8,000, I think it's 30,000, that he had actually lived 8,000 days out of 30,000 already. And so it's like, look, time is going. I need to get busy. But the point I'm trying to bring out there is the fact that he was talking about that circle of five people who challenge you to bring out the best in you. There is no time more than now that you and I need to really, really pay attention to building our wealth network, to make sure that we immerse ourselves in the right environment, to make sure that we are seeing the right things modeled for us instead of the wrong things being modeled. Where we are today is as a result of the mental model, as a result of the things that we saw modeled for us. If we are going to take our lives to a whole new level, then we need to start looking at new models. We need to start looking at new things. We need to get ourselves into an environment of people who challenge us, who bring out the best in us. And so that's just what it's about. That are you deliberately building your wealth network? Do you have at least one person like this in your corner? Do you have one person like this in your corner who believes in you, who challenges you, who brings out the best in you? Somebody who knows how good you are at what you do and can recommend you to other quality people. If you have one person like this in your corner, let me just say congratulations to you. If you have 5 of these people in your corner, see, you need to give me your email. I need to shoot you an email. Let's have coffee together. And for you to tell me how you did it, that you have 5 people like this in your corner. Because even me that I'm talking to you, I don't yet have 5. I'll be sincere with you. And that's why I believe that we need to have this conversation today. That are you deliberately building your wealth network? And one thing I realize is that the reason why many times people do not do this is because of reasons like, some kind of wrong mindsets that we might have had in the past. I know I've had struggled with it. Mindset like, I just want to be very, very hardworking. That mindset of outwork everyone, be the hardest worker in the room. But just like I keep saying, That philosophy of outwork everyone is a beautiful motivational statement, but for me, is playing a game where you don't know when you win. Because how do you know when the work you have done is enough? So it's like playing football and you're trying to put the ball in the post, put the ball in the net, but the net keeps shifting. The net keeps shifting because no matter how hard you work, trust me, there is somebody that is working harder. And there are a lot of people who are literally working themselves into the ground but are not seeing any significant progress in their life. Number two is also that philosophy of, oh, let me just be very, very smart. If I'm very, very smart and very, very intelligent, I know I'll be successful. But guess what? There are very smart people, very intelligent people that are making stupid and foolish decisions every day. So you realize that it's something more than smartness. Or another thing that some people do, which I know I've done, trust me, I'm talking about myself, is the fact where you say, okay, if I'm just very, very skillful, if I'm very good at my work will speak for me. Until you begin to realize that your work doesn't have a voice. You are the one that has a voice. If you don't advocate for your work, no one will. No one will do it for you. No one will do it for you. Or then is another philosophy or another mindset that prevents us from deliberately working to build our wealth network is the belief that, when I'm Insta famous, when I'm an Insta celebrity, I'm not going to need to be pursuing anybody. Everybody will be coming to me and all that. So we're more about creating that very viral post so that we can go viral, get all the likes and shares, and we'll be very popular. So we walk into the room and everybody say, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Sign me an autograph and all that." But at the end of the day, you begin to realize that, see, this thing we're talking about is behind all those numbers, behind all those likes and shares. Sometimes our head gets so far up in the clouds that we forget that behind the numbers, behind all those likes and shares are real people. Yes, let's be try. We are laughing, it's the truth. Just like I said, this is me that I'm talking about. This is me being open and honest because I know I've been there. I've lived by that philosophy before. But I began to tell myself that, look, this doesn't work. Behind these numbers, behind these likes and shares, we need to keep reminding ourselves that these are real people. These are real people that are looking for genuine connections. And are you deliberately doing what you need to do to connect with these people genuinely and not just looking at people as just likes and shares and looking at people who can just make you go viral? And then the final thing that I also see that prevents many of us from deliberately building our wealth network and establishing real connections is the fact that some of us believe we are not good with people. So you say, oh no, my wife is the one that she's great with people. She's the one that can just meet somebody like this and they just connect instantly. No. I'm not sociable. I'm not good with people. I'm just an introvert. I just like to be with myself. But it's getting to that point where you realize that you can't afford to talk like that. Just because you are an introvert doesn't mean that you are not good with people. The fact that you say you are feeling right now that you are not good with people is proof that you are great with people. That thing that you fear is the thing that you need to pay attention to more now, more than ever. You are super great with people. You are more powerful than you think. You are more sociable than you think. The reason why you feel that you are not great with people is because you had a wrong perspective towards establishing connections, towards networking. That's just it. But trust me, the fact that you are here watching me right now, the fact that you are here, the fact that you feel that inclination, that deep down desire of greatness inside you is the singular proof that you are great with people. You are great with people, and it's about rewiring your mindset and coming back to that place where you tell yourself the first step to building your network is to realize that you are actually great with people. You can make a difference, and that's just what it is. Very quickly, 3 quick steps to build your build your wealth network. 3 quick steps to build your wealth network. Number 1 is to curate the list of your VIPs. Create the list of your VIPs. The VIPs, meaning that we have been talking about, are your Morpheuses, those people that challenge you. So I'm just using the word VIP. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person has to be a celebrity and all that. It's a very important person to you. somebody that you have identified, that can challenge you, that can challenge that potential that you carry. That's what we're talking about. And so the very first step to building your wealth network is that you need to be strategic to curate this list of people, first of all. Because just like I said, many times the idea that we have of networking is, going for this event and meeting random people and, forcing our cards into the hand of as many people as we can. So we carry 100 cards and, we set the target. I must give out 50 of these cards at this event. So we're just like, hey, nice to meet you. Wow. Hey, nice to meet you. Wow. Hey, nice to meet you. We're just giving out the cards. That's not what it's about. That's not the way wealthy people and high performers build their network. For them, it's being deliberate, it's being strategic. It's about having that sniper approach, not the machine gun approach where you're just spreading the bullets up and down, but deliberately identifying the people where that you can see that this particular person is doing that dream job that you would also want to do. This particular person is working in that dream industry that you also want to play in. This person is a leader in your industry that you also want to lead in. This person is living the dream life that you also want to live in, that you also want to live. And so it's about deliberately identifying these people and saying to yourself, how do I establish a connection? How do I establish a relationship with this person? And so that's just what it is. It's more about, instead of just going and just shoving your card, it's more about arranging it can be an in-person or online meeting, perhaps having tea, perhaps having lunch, perhaps having breakfast or something, and deliberately conversing with these people. And so the starting point is that you need to have a list of these people. Number one is that this list can be people that you already know. So trust me, sometimes our diamonds, our treasures are right there in our backyard, but we don't make the most of them because we don't dig for them. So sometimes these people, we already know them, but it's because, for one thing or the other, we have not deliberately pursued a deeper connection and a deeper relationship with these people. So sometimes your VIP might actually be family, might actually be friends, might actually be people that you already know, but it can also be people that you do not know. It can also be people that you do not know, that you have identified, either in an in-person meeting or online. You see them on LinkedIn, you see them online or social, doing that thing that you want to do, and then being strategic to say, how do I make my connection with this particular person? And so that's just it. To send them a message, to call them, send them an email and say, please, you know what, I would love to take you out to tea. I would love to take you out to lunch, or via Zoom. Can we have a meeting for 15 minutes via Zoom? I really, really want to connect with you. I would really want to learn from you. I've seen you do this. I've seen you do that. I'm interested in also doing this thing. Can I just have 15 minutes of your time? Trust me, it's definitely life-changing. Number two is the second step, which is to connect with your VIPs. So I said curate the list of your VIPs. The second thing is to connect with these VIPs. Now, how do you connect with them? You have established the meeting. You have said 15 minutes. Let it not be more than 15 minutes. By the time you have the meeting and the meeting is going well, they by themselves will decide to extend the meeting beyond 15 minutes if you do your homework well. And so for me, that's just the thing, that in the process of connecting, the way that you connect with this VIP is that you need to do your homework. You need to be prepared. Preparation is the key. I remember that we went for an event some time ago with my mentor, and it's a career fair. And immediately after my mentor gave his presentation, there was this, I can't remember if it was a young lady or a young man, walked up to him and said, oh, you know what, I heard your presentation. I would like to know more about what you do. And my mentor was like, dude, what are you talking about? That's why you have Google. That's why you have Google. You shouldn't be asking me that. You should be checking that on Google. And for me, that's just what it is, that we many times end up having the door slammed in our faces because we didn't do our due diligence. We didn't actually prepare. And sometimes that's what these VIPs are wary of. It's not as if they don't want to connect with people, but they don't want to connect with people who are lazy, who are not deliberate, who are not diligent in doing their homework. And so that's just what it is, that preparation is very important. Do your research, do your homework on this person. You know where you are going. You know where you want to go in that industry, in that job, in that business, in your life. And so that's why it's very important for you to start with the end in view. Where do you see yourself going? And being able to identify, what do I need to get there? And that will inform the kind of questions that you need to start asking this VIP. They want somebody who will ask them very smart and intelligent questions. And trust me, I know that that's you, because you're a very smart and intelligent person. The second thing is that whatever meeting you are getting to, whether it's online or whether it's in person, please make sure that you get there in time. Don't be late, because that already sends a very, very bad signal about you. Be there on time, be engaging, honor them for who they are, but don't be over the top. Don't go and do, oh my God, I can't believe this. Please, I hope I'm not being sexist by making that voice. Please forgive me if it came across like that. But it just means that whatever you do, just be cool, be calm. Don't be over the top. Honor them for who they are. Celebrate them for who they are, but get to the point. Ask your questions, relate with them, be engaging, be excited. Don't be laid back. Don't have them wondering, why did I even come to this meeting in the first place? Be engaging, be alive, be excited. Make sure you go there with your notes. SMHI, we are laughing. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure that you go with your pen and your paper. You don't want them discussing, or maybe you have your phone, you are recording. Whichever way, you don't want it to be that they are just talking over your head. You are asking questions, they are just talking, and you don't have any form of material to document the things that they are saying. It only shows that you are very, very serious. Trust me, those guys take notes on a level that you can't imagine. They take notes. I watch services where somebody else is preaching and I see Bishop, but the way he's taking notes furiously, and I'm still like, hey, oh my God, this is just the portrait of a true learner and of a high achiever. So trust me, it sends a very, very bad signal that you are in a meeting with them and you're not taking notes. They just know that this particular person is not serious and you might not get a second opportunity with them. So take notes. Offer to pay for the coffee. Ask them if there's anything they will probably need to make the meeting go smoothly, for them to be more to be comfortable in the meeting. Make sure you ask all those things. And then finally, do not ask for anything in that meeting. It's like having a first date. Do not ask for any favor. Do not ask them for a job. Do not ask them for any business deal at that first date. The most important thing is that you want to learn from them. You want to gain their perspective. You want to see the things that they value, what they hold as a priority. So do not ask for them. Be willing to play the long game. Be willing to delay gratification. Yes, I know that you are pressed by certain things. You're already looking at them as the door to your next breakthrough. But please don't do that. Beyond anything that they can actually do for you, the wisdom that you gain will definitely change your life forever. And then the final thing, we have said, curate your list of VIPs, connect with them. And then the final thing is that create the dream life that you desire. Now, what this simply means is that this is the stage now where you have an ongoing relationship with this person. Now, let me just quickly mention that it's not everybody that you curate and that you connect with that you might actually go to this third stage. There are some people that you might meet them once, and even though you want to pursue the relationship further, they might not just see it. Right, it happens. They might just see it. Don't get fixed on the fact that the relationship was work by force. Don't try to force anything. Don't get upset. Don't get angry. It just simply means that it's not there, but you will definitely find your own person, and your own person will find you. So you meet that person, you guys now have an ongoing relationship. This is the level where you take the relationship deeper, where you can now start letting them know, oh, these are the projects that you're working on. What do they think? Let them give you their input. Let them give you their advice. This is very, very important. You have somebody like this in your corner. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't say, they are too busy. They have too many more things that they are working on. I know because I've been there. And it costed me, did I say costed? Is that correct? It cost me a big deal. So by all means, reach out to them. Let them know that this is what you are working on and that you will appreciate their input. Trust me, they are more than eager to share their insight with you. Because what it just simply means is that number two, you are humble, you are a humble person, and number one, it means that you are a humble person, and that number two, you value their input, you value their advice. There is nobody that doesn't like to be honored that way. So you reach out to them, ask them for their input, and then the second thing is that you take the input and you show them that you've executed on it. Trust me, that relationship will go through the roof, because now they know that you are really serious. Even though if you did what they asked you to do and it didn't work, trust me, they will be more than eager to work again with you, to strategize and to see that that project eventually works. And so that's the thing. And on your own part, make sure that you are not just on that part, even though you are giving to them by showing that what you are doing, you are following up with the things that they ask you to do and all that, but also offer to help them with whatever thing that they are working on, whatever project that they are working on. Be informed, be in touch with them, offer to help where you can, even if it's a material, a book or something that that will help them in that particular project. Just as much as possible, show that you care and show that you also want what is best for them. And trust me, you are getting to that place in that relationship where this particular person will open up everything to you. The same tools and the same strategies that they use personally, they will share those things with you. The same books that they read that help them to get to where they are today, they will share those same books with you. And not only that, they will take you by the hand and begin to recommend you to other high quality people. And so for me, that's just what's so powerful. And before you see your wealth network begin to expand to greater and to greater levels. And so for me, it's just so powerful that that's it. That's how you build your wealth network, and it's very important that you make this a priority. As just to wrap up, my own encouragement to you is that in scriptures, many of us know the story of David and Jonathan, right? How David, the king of Israel, thousands of years ago, took over the throne from his predecessor Saul, and he had this very intimate relationship with his predecessor's son called Jonathan. And for me, I've always wondered, how does that work, really? As in, how does that work? How do you become friends with somebody that is going to take what is yours by right? I'm just like, how did Jonathan do it? I think maybe that's why many of us remember David, but we don't remember Jonathan, because everybody wants to be David, but I don't think many people want to be Jonathan. I know personally that I don't want to be Jonathan. I don't want to have to relinquish something that is rightfully mine to somebody else. But for me, there is nothing that speaks greatness really more than that. There's nothing that speaks greatness more than that. And at the end of the day, it's getting to that point where you realize that, if we're talking about building a wealth network, there's nothing that gets in the way from building a wealth network, after pride, more than envy. More than envy. One cardinal reason that gets in our way of building our wealth network, if we're going to be sincere with ourselves, is envy. We see that person going ahead, we see that person making progress, and we are envious, and all that. And my own advice is that if we are going to build a wealth network, let's be willing to be Jonathans to the Davids out there. Let's be willing to, sometimes to step aside and to celebrate somebody else that is going ahead, to celebrate somebody else that is making progress, to celebrate somebody else in their own achievement. That's how we are going to take our greatness to the next level. And, at the end of the day, saying to ourselves that we don't have any reason to envy, because envy is born from a scarcity mindset. Is saying, this thing happened for me, it happened to this person, so it cannot happen for me. That's nothing more than scarcity mindset. So let's be generous. Let's have that generosity mindset. Let's have that abundance mindset. If it can happen for them, it can happen for us. It will happen for us. And so let's be willing to celebrate these people on their paths, on their own journey. Let's applaud them. Let's celebrate them. And then remember, ultimately, that instead of beefing these same people, because that's just it, these same people that you are envious of and that you are beefing, are the people that in a very, very short while are going to be your friends. So how are you going to feel that this same person that has now become your friend is somebody that you were having untoward thoughts towards? It's not going to be nice. So celebrate them. They are going to be your friends. They are going to be people that you are going to be in your circle together. So celebrate them, applaud them, curate your list of VIPs, connect with the VIPs, and then create that life that you desire and that life that you love. That's how you build your wealth network. Very let me stop talking. So that's it. I know that this has been very insightful. I know I found this very insightful. I know you have too. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot those questions. I promise I'll make this very short and sharp. It's the weekend coming. As usual, just wishing you the very best, even as we go into the weekend. All the best with your friends, all the best with your family, your loved ones. Look out for all the great content coming out on Sunday, long form video, the newsletter coming out. Please share this thing with somebody that needs to hear it, especially in this season where we need all the encouragement that we can get, where we need to surround ourselves with that circle that brings out the best in us. That's how we make progress. That's how we advance. That's how we achieve those goals that we want to achieve. That's how you and I become those high performers that God has created us to be. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, SME Tribe. I see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Kayode Kolade. Whatever information that you need, whatever questions that you have, send it to me there. I'll definitely be so glad to attend to it. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you very soon. Your greatness is very sure.